proposition?
There's a proposition expressed by that sentence. It's raining outside, but what that sentence is talking about, right, is some state of affairs in the world, right, which is the rain outside my window or whatever, right? So we want to distinguish those three things: the sentence, the proposition, and what the proposition is about.
Say those three things again. The what and the proposition.
The sentence, the proposition,
the sentence,
and what the what the proposition is.
And what the sentence is about. Wouldn't it be that the proposition is about?
Well, the point is that we can say that if I say Jerry has red hair, right? There's a proposition that's expressed by that sentence, right? And that proposition is about somebody named Jerry.
So let me get this straight. So you're saying then, let's say we have a red apple, and so the red apple exists. That's a proposition, just the fact that it exists, not the statement about it, but just its existence.
Well, if I say a red apple exists, that sentence expresses a proposition.
Yes, I'm trying to understand what the proposition itself is.
Well, it's what's held in common.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, look, if I say il est un
I understand the different language things, yeah. But,
yeah,
I mean,
so what's that? You understand that there's something held in common.
They're observations.
Right,
Sentences are observations, right?
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that what's held in common. What I'm saying is that what's expressed in common by different translations of the same sentence is the same proposition.
And the proposition has an essence, a nature, and unto us, right?
Well, everything that exists has a nature.
Are the propositions themselves eternal?
Yeah, they're atemporal.
So are they material or not material?
Well, I don't see how they could be material.
I'm sorry, what?
I don't see how they could be material. Right?
So you're talking Platonism, Platonic forms?
Well, that's one ontological thesis about the nature of propositions, right? I'm simply saying that...
I'm trying to understand it. An apple sitting there on a table is a proposition, but you said it was not material. The proposition is not material. So then what you're doing, if I understand you correctly, is you're saying that the existence of the apple reflects an eternal proposition, which is not a sentiment, which is not an expression, but an actuality. But if it's not material, because materiality cannot exist forever, there's a logical problem there. It has to be kind of in a Platonic norm of what you're talking about in a propositional sense, which itself to me has other problems. If I understand what a proposition is in that sense, if it's not physical, then what is it? And
yeah, well, what I'm saying is it's neither physical nor mental.
Then right? What is it if it's not one of those things?
Well, it's its own thing. So regenerate.
Okay, what is it?
Yeah, but the point is, well, I don't know how to help you any further, right? The point is that it seems
tell me
like
what it is.
Yeah, but see, the thing is that there's such things as semantic primitives, right?
Well, hold on. If something exists, it has properties, right?
Yeah, it has properties. So we can canvass some of the properties. We can say that it's atemporal and it's not material, right? We can say it doesn't engage in causal relations, right? But there isn't really that much more we can say.
Wait. How do you know these statements that you're making are even true?
It's not a question of whether it's true or not, right?
Yes,
We're just talking about what the nature of the concept is.
But you made statements, true statements, about these propositions. You said it's atemporal. It's a truth value. It has either comports with actuality and or logic, or it does not. So you're describing something. You seem to have an understanding of its essence by describing its properties. But just a little bit ago, you said it's not physical, nor is it mental. And I asked you what it is. You said, and I think you avoided that part of the question. And then you go in and describe properties, describing its nature, as though you know what it is. I see an inconsistency there.
I'm not seeing what the inconsistency is, right? We have a concept, and we're engaging in conceptual analysis, right, of what we could possibly mean by that concept, right? We don't seem to mean something that's physical, and we don't seem to mean something that's mental, right? So it must be some third thing.
Then what is it?
We can't say much more about it other than that it's a third thing.
That's a Dillahunt dodge. We have a specific fallacy for that. Dillahunt dodge. That's from years ago. But Well, I have a
There's
problem
no
with that.
fallacy. There's
I have
no
a problem.
there.
Well, let me explain.
Right.
My problem with it is if you were to ask me some questions about some theological aspect, biblical revelation, or whatever, and I'd say it's not this or it's not that, and you say, well, what is it? Well, don't know. It's just not those things.
Well,
Well,
look,
then what is it?
you,
And
affirm,
would
you, affirm,
hold
you
on?
affirm the existence of propositions.
Hold on. Come on. I let you go through it.
Let him speak, man.
Yeah, let me at least get my point out. I think it's fair.
It is fair.
But if I were to do that to you about revelation issues of Scripture, would you accept it from me to say, oh, I can't describe what it is. It's just there, but I don't know what it is. And that's how I have answers for you.
I'm not referring to something that you don't already accept.
Can I interject?
No, I haven't accepted.
Can I say one thing really quickly?
I have not accepted or denied, affirmed or denied your idea of propositions. I'm only trying to understand it. That's all. I'm not saying I don't think I do.
Can I say something, Matt, really quick?
Sure. Yeah.
So I think the idea is something, the reason to think it's its third own class of things, or